Now I've switched to the Autel Xstar Premium. You can't go wrong with this quadcopter. It is as close to being idiot-proof as you're ever going to get. You can adjust the camera settings with the right little tracker, and you can adjust the camera angle with the left on the remote. Yeah, I know, I look like a total nerd. Got a SJ Cam 4000, which is essentially a GoPro ripoff on my head. I didn't have the angle adjusted right. For some reason, the app on my Android phone, it's a colossal pain in the butt. So, and GoPro's not much better. I seem to have to repair it each time I use it. But anyway, bit of an overcast day. Actually, it's very windy. It's 10 miles an hour, gusting up to about 20. And on the ground, you can hear the Autel blowing around, but you cannot see it with this gimbal. It is just rock solid steady. The video is amazing. You can see as far as the eye can see with this camera. And I do show a lot of my backyard, but I don't take this with me quite a bit. I need to. I'm going to start taking it up to the mountains. So I have it in Adobe Premiere, and I've gone ahead and switched some of the color schemes to give it a little bit more color. You can see it's a fairly main thoroughfare going past our house, and showing some of the cars flying by. It's a Sunday afternoon. I really want to use the journey feature. I think that's what they call it on this, because I also have a unique breeze. I want to take it around and explore, but I don't want to do it when there's a lot of people around and it is a Sunday. So I'm just kind of establishing what the camera looks like, the video looks like, before I set it up on an orbit mode, which is getting ready to start. So I kind of want to how it see how it acts in the air with this type of wind speed. It looks like it's going to be able to handle it, and I've had no issues with it. So at this point, I set the orbit mode for 3 laps, and it's starting to start its first lap. It's doing about a 55-foot circle, and I'm using multiple camera angles, so I'm adjusting the left little, it's almost like a dial. You move it to the right and it'll pan down. You move it back to the left and it will level it out. And it's one of the coolest features. It has the same type of dial on the right, but essentially what you do with that is you can adjust the ISO, the exposure for taking pictures. It's a really cool piece of technology. For a while there, it was on sale for $6.99. I was in Best Buy the other day, and the price had jumped $100 to $7.99. I paid $8.99 plus tax, and it was roughly over, after shipping, it was over $900. Totally worth it. I have a unique breeze, and as I do like it, it's functional outside. Inside the house, it's essentially useless because I've crashed it into a few things. Because it's got the only thing you can use is an app, and it has the toggle switches on there, and I need physical sticks. And I noticed in the latest copy of Rotor Drone magazine that they are now selling for $69.99, where you can actually affix it to your smartphone to set up toggle switches. So I paid, initially it came out at $4.99. I paid $3.99 with the $69. It's $500. If you can still find the Xstar Premium for the $6.99 plus tax, I would go with that. The unique breeze is kind of cool, but it's nowhere near the quality of this quadcopter with its camera. The 4K camera is just phenomenal. It'll give you these little light squares when the sun is out very bright, but what camera doesn't? I did see online that you can buy like a diffuser filter and some of the other filters you can put on a GoPro or some of these smaller cameras that will eliminate that. But this is over a 6-minute flight, getting on 7 minutes, and you can see you're not seeing any of the so-called jello shots. I have not seen the props come into play one time, and this is about as windy as I've ever flown this quad. And below, I don't know if this video pans down at all, but I bought like a helipad. It came from China. And I don't understand why the Chinese, when they send you something, they must spray it with something because it stinks like crazy. Got to leave it outside for a couple hours and the smell goes away. But it's really kind of cool. And if you can see the trees, they're just blowing everywhere. So it's a pretty good windy day. And it's getting ready to land. The battery is starting to make some noise, so I'm down to about 8%. So I have disabled the auto landing at, I think at one point I had it at 15%. I've disabled it because I'm pretty good about paying attention to how much percentage of battery I have left. So I'm really trying, and this is manual. I didn't hit the land function. I really don't care for that. I want to land it manually, and I'm trying to position it so it lands right on the helipad in the grass. And there you can see where it is. I'm getting it so it gets right in the middle of the H, and there we go.